We are here to actually bring you so much value. If you are watching this live, happy Sunday. Today is a beautiful day. Sundays are fun days, actually. I don't know about Mondays being fun days, but Sundays are definitely fun days. And why do we say Sundays are fun days? Because Sunday, even God himself, as per the story goes, is just taking a break and chilling. So I hope you're chilling no matter where you are. And if you're working, that's even better. Those are my hardworking entrepreneurs. One of the ideas that we have with this show and with this clinic is to be able to support our community on the path of freeing up their valuable time so that you don't have to be hustling and bustling every day on pointless things. There is a concept in the world of business that I really love to share with you, and it's called the 4% concept. So we call it the 4% that moves the needle. When it comes to money, when it comes to business, there is a 4% concept, which means it stipulates from a statistical mathematical formulas that are, have you heard of the 20-80 rule, the Pareto rule, they call it? So this Italian mathematician figured out, after looking at so many patterns around the world in every part of life, that 20% of the time, energy, and effort always produces 80% of the results. Doesn't matter if you're looking at income, if you're looking at health efforts, if you're looking at relationships, 20% of your efforts are always responsible for 80% of the outcome. So what does that mean? That means that when you apply 20, by the way, if you own a business, for most of 80% of our income, and if you actually of businesses can find the same pattern. Okay, let me just make sure that my audio is coming through correctly. Oh, perfect. This is all good. So 20% of your customers, we know, are responsible for 80% of your result. 20% of your energy and attention and time creates 80% of the results in your life. Now, here's the thing. By taking the 20-80 rule and applying that to 20-80 rule again, so when you say 20% of my customers and my energy is responsible for 80% of my income and of my business, then you say, okay, so since I have 20% of my energy, time, and efforts that create 80% results for me, if I take the 20-80 rule and apply it to the 20% chunk again, it leaves me from the whole with a 4% of my time, energy, and effort that produces 64% of the results. This is absolutely mind-numbing because I want you to just wrap your mind around what I just said. 4% of what you do in a day-to-day basis is creating more than 60% of the results in your life, whether that's in the line of business, whether it's in your relationship, whether it's in your health conversations, doesn't matter. What does that mean now? Okay, that means as consultants, this is our job. We go into meetings, we go into client meetings, trying to find patterns. We essentially are pattern recognition experts. We try to find patterns to figure out what are the specific patterns that you are repeating every day. Because if you remember, we had a conversation a few weeks ago, well, not a few weeks ago, a few shows ago, where we discussed that, oh my God, that bike is ripping it, where we discussed that scientifically and statistically, we know today that, hello Chase from YouTube, we know today that 95% of the thoughts, emotions, and things we do and don't do today, 95% of the feelings that we feel, 95% of the thoughts we have, and 95% of the things we do and don't do from the moment you wake up until the moment you go to bed today, by the time you're 35 years old, is the same as it was yesterday. So those are the patterns I'm referring to. Now, our job, your job, is to figure out, sit down and make this literally your Sunday fun day exploration of your self so that you could maximize your output. What are you going to do? You're going to grab a sheet of paper and start writing down every specific thing you can point your finger on, which is what you do from the moment you wake up until the moment you go to bed. I wake up, I go to my phone, I wash my face, I brush my teeth, I make my coffee, I grab my breakfast, I make it, I go sit in the car, start driving. What do I do in the car? Are you listening to radio? Are you listening to music? Are you listening to a podcast? Are you listening to an ebook? These are all patterns. What you do today is repeating day after day, day after day. Why is that so important? Because the collection of what I just told you, which is the 95% repetition of the daily thoughts, emotions, and things we do and don't do, are literally called by the external society and world as our personality. That is how we are identified as a person. So, for example, if your patterns 95% today is to be happy, to be excited, to be energetic, then you are known as a person with an energetic, happy personality by the world around you. If you are depressed, low in energy, and you don't have motivation, your personality, because that's what you're feeling and that's what you're thinking and that's what you're doing or not doing, your personality through the external perspective is known as a person with low energy, low output, and in a depressed state of mind and thought. Now, our personality, this gets very exciting. Stay with me. This is where the punchline comes, which is today the same as it was yesterday. Those 95% of thoughts, emotions, and doing stipulate, since today I'm living 95% the same as yesterday and this day before, that means I am by virtue living in a continuous state of a familiar past, which means if my 95% of today is the same as yesterday, those patterns are repeating. I am consistently, by the way, tomorrow is going to be 95% the same as today, unless you consciously make a change in that path. Then that means that I am consistently living in a familiar past, because I could expect with conviction, if I was to speak to you right now, your Monday tomorrow is going to look exactly the same as it was last Monday. You're going to go through the same patterns again. You're going to do the same things again. Your Sunday this week is going to look the same as your Sunday last week. Yes, it may not, your Monday and Sunday may be different. However, the patterns that you're living within is the same, and they keep on repeating, which means I am consistently, and this is the key, predictively living in a familiar past. Now, are you ready for this? When you are consistently living in a familiar past, you could only expect a predictable future. That makes perfect sense, doesn't it? That's why everybody wants to change their life. Everybody wants more money. Everybody wants more success. Everybody wants more happiness. Everybody wants a better partner. Everybody wants a girlfriend, a boyfriend. Lord says everybody wants a dog. I don't know if people want a dog, but maybe some people want different things. Everybody wants something and they are not experiencing it. It turns into this desire that doesn't become true. Why? Because if we want money, we're looking for it externally. We think somewhere out there, we're going to have to do something externally, some extra work, some new job for me to be able to make money. However, that is not how it works. I just told you the 4% rule. The 4% rule, which actually moves the money needle and moves any prediction of what your life is going to look like, which is responsible for 64% of our outcomes every day. 4% of our time and energy today makes 64% of our results. That 4% is so easy to change your life with once you identify it in your day. So for example, what is it that I'm doing today that's giving me the results that I do want? And now what I gotta do is to find all the other patterns and habits that are not serving me and are not creating as my personality, that 95% repetition of familiar past that gives me a predictable future. My personality is literally creating my personal reality. So if you want a different personal reality, aka life, then what you got to do is you got to change your personality. And there is no way around this, bro or sister, whoever is watching this. Yes. So Lord NJP, thank you for pointing out that you are noticing a change in the YouTube channel. If people are watching us on YouTube, I just wanted to let you know that we have had this channel since it was Raging Humor, and the channel changed. There is a video completely on this on the YouTube channel. You can go watch it, and we changed the direction. Now we are serving everybody. By all means, feel free to unsubscribe if this is not helping you. But for everybody else that we are serving, I want you to please pay attention, stay with the message, and try to tag along, because I'm not here selling you anything. I'm here to serve you, because we are so blessed that the next best thing that makes me feel fulfilled is to be able to give back to our community, is to give back to our tribe, is to give back to whoever for any reason for the past few years have been giving us their worth of one dime of attention. Instead of making you laugh, I would rather empower you so you experience what it is that you want. And by all means, if you rather keep on laughing, continue on mindlessly just scrolling social media, find shit that you're gonna laugh at. But that's not what we are here for anymore. I used to do that. We actually grew a huge YouTube channel, by the way, which was called Raging Humor, which is where you're watching this right now. We grew it to 460,000 followers by just putting fail videos. But then we quickly realized that, let alone from the fact that we were using other people's content, such as, you know, all the fails and all the things that were not serving us and them, we were not doing anything for our community. Community work and contribution is massive to me and is very critical. So please enjoy this content if it's serving you. And if it's not serving you, we love you. I hope you have fun and find your peace anywhere else that you can on this planet, on this beautiful social media network that is there to serve you. Back to our conversation. Today's conversation is about how to create a 4% shift, how to find the 4% needle in our lives so that we could actually focus on 64% results that are going to create a difference in our personal reality, aka life. Now, since this event, since these live shows every day from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. are about business growth, are about success, and are about actually making more money, making more happiness, fulfillment, social relationships, health, whatever you want to conceive of, whatever you want to think of, we go through and answer your questions. You could text us above what your question is, or you could, better yet, text us above and jump on this call live, where we get to speak to you one-on-one. Our consulting fees are over $500 per hour, and we are absolutely more than happy to be doing this for our community, to give back to you. So please, please take advantage of this. If you own a business, if you are an employee, if you want to break through to the next level, I'm not here selling you nothing. I'm just here to make sure that you stop contemplating and you start putting your thoughts, emotions in a direction of taking action. Take massive actions. Do what actually creates results for you, instead of doing the same thing as yesterday and just sitting down and hoping, going on social media, that my life is going to be better because I'm just going to get a cheap laugh. Okay, so that's not what I'm here for. And by all means, any of you guys that want to come up, ask a question, text us above. The phone number is there for you. This is a live show, as you see, on YouTube and on LinkedIn. We actually get to put these up and share these with you, so you could always refer back to them. On Instagram, if you're watching this, there is no archive of this. This is only a live show on Instagram. So let's go to some questions. John yesterday asked us, he has a retail question. He has a men's clothing store. Let's get to this. He has a men's clothing store in Chicago, Illinois. Perfect. How you doing, John? Thank you for watching the show. We are literally live on 9 different platforms, so I don't know where you watched us from, but let's hear John's question. So John says, I own a small boutique selling high-end men's clothing, and while we have a loyal customer base, foot traffic has slowed. We've thought about e-commerce, but we're not sure how to transition without losing in-store experience. Very good question. How can I scale my business online while maintaining my premium brand image? Amazing question. My question to you, John, is what makes you even think? And by the way, thank you all for making these questions more specific, because yesterday we were getting a lot of generic questions, and since my invitation to you is to rather consider expanding and creating an enticing affiliate program that is structured so that you could actually, instead of focusing your investment dollars on customer acquisition, or which is what we call CAC, customer acquisition cost, which, by the way, I don't know for you how much it is. That's why if you're live, I could ask you these questions. So whatever your CAC is, instead of actually giving it to Google and Facebook and try to sell people to come to your business, where your business is all about providing value by custom tailoring clothing, you already have a client base. And your client base, who's paying you the top dollars for luxury, or what did you call it? It's a high-end men's clothing. They have that ability to pay you that, and they're coming to you. That means they're trusting you. They're somehow hearing about you. You got to double down on that. See, the thing is, most people think the way to expand is to keep on clients who, by the way, have the ability to pay for your luxury high-end clothing. You know who they're hanging out with? All those people are hanging out with the people in their own economical class, which means they're your walking billboard and they're your advertising. So as these people are going around and they're getting compliments from other men or women, then you want to enable them at an instant to say, you know what, you gotta go try my man. My man is John. You didn't give me, I was looking for your business name. I don't see it here. You gotta go try my man John because he's done this to me. And what are you doing in return? You're now giving this person an opportunity to share their experience with an incentive. Everybody that comes through them will get, I don't know, a tie or something when they purchase a whole set for free from you. And then next time your customer comes back to you, who just referred you a person, you will treat them with a special gift. Now you could give them a discount. You could give them a 10% discount for referrals and give 10% to whoever comes to you new. But I want you to understand this, guys. This is not about John's men's clothing. This is about every business. Your pre-existing clientele base is your most valuable asset. Yesterday, we talked about raving fans. Essentially, with 1,000 raving fans on social media, you're already on your path to 1 million audience. That's all you need, because they're going to keep on sharing your content. They're going to keep on giving it and sending it and posting it and forwarding your content to their friends, to their family. And that, by the way, is a call to you. If you're watching this right now and you think this is something that's not serving you because you don't care about making more money or business, send this to somebody who it will serve. You definitely know a friend around you who owns a business and is hustling and is working overtime. You definitely know people who are working hard, double full-time jobs, and they're not actually making the money needle move. So you could definitely help them and serve them with this. This is why we are here. We want to expand our community. We want to actually give back more to the community. And that's what you should also try to do. So by giving back your marketing dollars to your own clientele base and saying, hey, you know what kind of service to provide. You know what we are capable of here. Next time you get a compliment, I would love it if you just sent us that person so that I could look after them the way I look after you. And then by doing that, I will look after them more specially. I'll give them a discount and I'll give you a discount. So there are even affiliate programs that are offered where you could actually keep tabs on how much somebody is coming and spending money with you through another person's referral. And you could even give them an ongoing credit. See, the thing is, if somebody is coming to your store and buying luxury high-end clothing, they're probably not looking for, I don't know, like you to pay them $100. Although, I don't know, a lot of people love that. If I'm paying you $2,000, $3,000, and I get $200 discount, it's still a discount. Makes me feel special. But you could always use it as a credit on their next purchase. So I bring you my friend who's also affluent because I just afforded your clothing and you gave me the best service ever. My mission is now to bring you my next friend because he's gonna look good. He just told me he likes my taste. And now you give him a discount. And if he spends $2,000 next time I come to you, I get a $200 discount. Voila. And you can do all of this with automation, with artificial intelligence, so that everybody's in loop. Everybody understands when somebody is getting referred to you, the person who just became your lead should immediately get follow-up texts, should immediately get follow-up calls from your AI assistant that will set them up with the white glove service that, hey, listen, I know the so-and-so, I know Michael just actually referred you to us. We would love to set you up for a free evaluation consultation. Come by and let us give you some sort of free service so that you can see how you could change your entire wardrobe. Something to that effect. Everybody can do this. The AI, artificial intelligence, which is what our expertise is right now with small businesses, is literally changing the landscape of business and of life. So if you own a business, or if you're just a basic employee, doesn't matter. And if you're not utilizing artificial intelligence in your day-to-day operations, which is that 95% we were speaking of earlier, that means you are going to be left out, my friend, within the next 3 years by whoever decides to come and use the technology so to actually automate their process. Please do your family a favor. Please do yourself a favor. Please do your kids a favor. Do your community a favor. And get yourself familiarized with artificial intelligence and how it can serve you literally with automating and making your automation smarter in your life. If you as a person, as an employee, are not talking on an hour-to-hour basis with artificial intelligence, and I say talking, not chatting with ChatGPT, asking it to write you an email, you must speak to it now. You can speak to ChatGPT. If you're not doing that on an hour-to-hour basis, your life will be just behind whoever decides to do what you're refusing to do. And by the way, AI is literally your best friend. It empowers you to be able to do things that you were not able to do before. I don't understand what is the hesitation of people to do this. It's just literally a matter of let's do this. Okay. Gemini. It's not even a paid service. I want you to download Gemini. Okay. You see this? Download Gemini. It's called Google Gemini. And I want you to click here on a button. Crap. I can't do this, but there is a button here. You could see it. You see this here at the corner? Yes, it's beside the mic. Okay. I want you to click this button. And now you see what's happening is it goes like this. Hey, I just wanted to ask you, this was not about elections or media. I just wanted to ask you, if I own a small boutique selling high-end men's clothing, while we have a loyal customer base, foot traffic has slowed. We want to actually think about e-commerce, but we're not sure how to transition without losing our in-store experience. How can I scale my business online while maintaining my premium brand image? And is that even the best idea? Or do you think maybe I could do something else where I could actually create different ideas or strategies to actually work on my pre-existing audience to grow my sales?
That's a great question, and it's definitely possible to transition your business online without losing that high-end feel of your boutique. One way to do this is by investing in professional product photography and videos that really showcase your clothing. You'll also want to make sure your website is easy to navigate and has a luxurious look and feel. And while e-commerce is a great way to reach a wider audience, it's definitely not the only option. You could also focus on improving your in-store experience, like offering personalized styling services or exclusive events for your loyal customers. Or maybe there's an opportunity to partner with other local businesses to offer unique packages, like a shopping trip combined with a nice dinner.
Wow, that was a great idea. I want you to actually also now answer me the same question again, but this time give it to me from the perspective of Alex Hormozy. And let's see what Alex would say in this situation.
Okay, so I'm not familiar with that specific person, but I can give you an answer based on what I know about successful business strategies. First off, if you're looking to scale your business online, you need to think about how you can create a truly unique experience for your customer.
Okay, so you just saw, this is actually perfect. Let's do this one more time. You just saw what happens when you get a free service that was free through Google's Gemini artificial intelligence versus when you actually pay for a service such as ChatGPT's voice, which is much more smart than Google's Gemini in actually answering the same question. Okay, you were with me, stay with me. Now we're gonna ask the same question through ChatGPT. First, I'm just gonna ask the same question, basic, and see what it says. Then I'm gonna ask it to tell me from Alex Hormozy. I want you to see, because with one of them, so for example, with ChatGPT, you only get 10 minutes if you're on a free monthly plan, a month of conversation. But with $20, now you get to talk to it a lot longer. Let's go to ChatGPT and see what GPT will tell us with the same question. I want to show you how AI is gonna change your life. So here's the GPT app. If you haven't seen it, kind of looks familiar. Even the button looks the same. Let's just press the button here and now talk to GPT. Hey, I wanted to ask you a question. I own a small boutique selling high-end men's clothing, and while we have a loyal customer base, foot traffic has slowed. We've thought about e-commerce, but we're not sure how to transition without losing our in-store experience. How can I scale my business online while maintaining my premium brand image? And is that even the best idea?
Transitioning to e-commerce while maintaining your boutique's premium feel is definitely possible. You can create a high-quality online store that mirrors your in-store experience. Use detailed product description, professional photos, and even virtual consultations to keep that personal touch. Focus on your brand story and values throughout your website. Offering exclusive online collections and personalized services can also help retain that premium feel. It's definitely worth considering, as e-commerce can significantly expand your reach.
Okay, now I want you to please think like Alex Hormozy this time and tell me, what would Alex do in this situation?
Thinking like Alex Hormozy, he'd likely focus on a few key points. First, he would emphasize the importance of identifying and highlighting your boutique's unique value proposition. What makes your in-store experience special, and how can that be replicated or enhanced online? It also suggests leveraging social proof, testimonials, reviews, and user-generated content to build trust and authenticity. Additionally, he would likely recommend experimenting with targeted ads to drive traffic and measuring your results meticulously. Scaling online is definitely a viable strategy.
Okay, you just witnessed why free is not always the best. Yet, even to begin with, free was a great choice if you don't even have access to $20 a month worth of investments. However, I would challenge you, if you own your own store brand that is luxury, you should not even do this alone with the AI. You should consult agencies that specialize in AI consultations and business growth. Haha, hello, this is what we do here. So if you want to kind of dive deeper into this, there's so many things you can do. We could speak about it, but I hope you got a lot of value out of this, whoever was watching this, John especially, but this actually helps everybody. $20 a month in ChatGPT makes a difference between I know Alex Hormozy and what he would do and giving you 3 solutions that you did not even think about versus giving you basically the same answer as Gemini gave you without giving it a context. So, Lisa, how long have you been here? Oh, 30 minutes. So we still got another good 25 minutes here. Lisa Tran, personal trainer and online coach. Los Angeles, yes, California. Lisa, how are you doing? Let's see if I could actually throw this question here. The team has helped us put this together. And let me see if I could even put it inside this. I don't think I can. It's too long. But I'm going to try. Why not? Oh, yeah. No, this definitely not. No, it's not getting fit on this. Okay, good. We're going to talk about Lisa's question. So Lisa asks, I'm a personal trainer and with a strong local client base, but I'm burning out trading time for money. Ah, Lisa, welcome to our world of turning business operators into business owners. Good job for actually reaching out and asking your question. I love it. Okay, let's continue this and see what Lisa requires help with. So Lisa says, I want to scale by offering online coaching programs, but don't know how to market them effectively or automate sales. Woo! What's the best way to grow my business beyond one-on-one clients? All right, girl, let's talk business. I love this. See, for a business owner, for any human being to acknowledge what it is that they need more of and where their weakness is, acknowledgement is always the first step to growth. Because if you don't even accept or acknowledge what the problem is, you're not going to be able to find a solution because you're completely oblivious to the fact that there is a problem. So good job. Great job, Lisa. You're on the right track. That's number one. Number two, there are many different solutions to how you could scale your business, especially as a trainer online. So there are many apps, okay, right now, where you could sign up with, where there are different models of this. And I actually know because I have clients in this already. So there are different models of this. There are apps that would just charge you or the client, doesn't matter. There are different apps for all of it. They would charge you a flat rate. And then every time you onboard a client, you could upload your own videos teaching them how to do different moves. And then you can create their own routines for them, exercise routines for them with the videos, with the reminders, with times that they will have to commit to. They will have to check, like click like done, finish, completed, got it, yes, which actually motivates them to go through every piece and then go click on it. There are apps that would allow your customer to give you their feedback on every exercise. Was this too hard? Was it too easy? Was it actually, was my, joint clicking when I do this? So there are ways that you could do this without you even being present with them on Zoom, which is exactly the direction you should go in to actually be able to scale. And now, how do you do this? See, the thing is, if you're going to actually do one-on-one coaching right now, your fee would be anywhere from probably around $50, $60 per hour, all the way up to $100, $150, $200, depending on where you stand. I don't know that because you didn't tell me that and you're not live. So I wouldn't know where you sit with this. I want you to understand, even at $50 per hour, if somebody wants to work out with you 3 times a week and get your special food diet and routines and all those things, they're paying you for 3 times exercise a week, $150. That's $600 a month. And that's a lot of money for so many people, which makes you at the lowest point of the pricing very unaffordable for the majority of the population. Now, we just talked about this, Lisa. Same thing as John. Oh God, I need to drink some water, please. Okay, excuse me. So, first of all, since you're telling me you have a strong local client base, all those people have friends. If they're a strong local client base, that means they're coming to you. And I like that you already use the word clients because you understand they're returning and they are raving. Maybe they're not raving fans, maybe they are. If they're raving fans, I would go to them first. Because if you help any of these people achieve a massive change within their physical body, in their appearance, in their health, you know who are the first people who will notice that? All of the people around them. All of their family, friends, their neighbors, everybody will notice that. That person, again, becomes your walking billboard. What you got to do is you got to get yourself set up with one of these platforms because not everybody is going to be able to afford paying you minimum $600 a month for your services, yet they're seeing with their eyes the effect that it has had on their friend. So now what you do is you turn your client into a walking billboard by creating a very enticing affiliate program. So what you would do is you go on one of these online platforms, you would create your own program, and then just turn your clients into the advertisement for you. This becomes so easy because anytime somebody tells them, wow, you look so beautiful, you look so great, you look bulked up, whatever it is, then they go and turn around and say, yeah, you know, my trainer is so almost awesome. Lisa is the one who actually helped me do this, which right away is a quick hook for you. And again, just like John, by allowing your clients to just turn their phone around, and this is what I do with our affiliates right now, we just give them a QR code like this on their phone. So the moment you turn your phone on, you got your QR code, okay? So they would be like, yeah, Lisa's my girl, and she actually is doing an online program. She does like in-person program, whatever it is, reach out to her. Now, by somebody just scanning that and saying, yeah, that's amazing. Well, if there's online program, what's the deal with that? Oh, it's like $100 a month. And she looks after your diet. She looks after your routines. She looks after an ongoing concerns, anything you may have. And she actually warms you up to make sure you don't hurt your body, to make sure you're not abusing your body, to make sure you're getting the results that you want. Because you're going to give all of your clients a little spiel on what the program is like. And just like that, my girl, you just scale your business with minimum. If you do this right with automation, you scale your business at least by 30% within the first 6 months. I've seen this because we've done this for our personal trainers. If that's something you wish to talk about, I'll be more than happy. You could come on here for free, talk to us for free, $500 per hour, free. You could come ask your questions here. I'll give you all the answers you need. Or if you don't want to come online and talk to us in front of hundreds of people, maybe thousands, I don't even know how many people are watching this, then you could call us and you could just book an appointment and we'll just do a one-on-one consulting with you. But let's go to the next question. I hope everybody's getting a lot of value out of these. I love these questions myself. Next one is Carlos Mendez. ¿Cómo estás, amigo? All right, my Spanish is not very good, but I try. Family-owned restaurant, Mexican cuisine, Austin, Texas. Yes, that's wonderful. I love Mexican cuisine. I love Mexico. Viva Mexico. So Carlos Mendez is asking, we run a small but popular Mexican restaurant and I want to expand with a second location. However, I'm worried about financing and staffing another restaurant without compromising the quality we are known for. What's the best strategy to scale while keeping my core brand values intact? Bye, take care. Thank you, Massage. Okay. This is a beautiful question. Let's talk about this. So, Carlos is, oh no, that I'm live. I'm just talking to our live audience. Thank you. Masaji is our Qigong instructor, and he is comes here every day. We're in Orlando, Florida, and every Sunday we do qigong just behind me. And he comes here, and he just left. So he's our Japanese amazing qigong master. Have to acknowledge the master. Anyways, love you all. So let's continue with this. Okay, Carlos, business, restaurant, and scaling. So I want to know what makes you think that the best idea, again, we talked about the restaurant in one of the other previous episodes, but I want to know what makes you think that opening a second location is always a good idea, because a lot of the times it's not. Because I worked in restaurant industry from when I was a child, and I even own my own bar and lounge, I could tell you from 100% experience that every time you actually consider opening a new location, 80% of the times you're making a mistake. There are ways, unless you tell me, I am open from 11 a.m. to 2 a.m. and I am solid booked with my table turnovers having a minimum of 1.5 hour of wait time, and like maximum 1.5 hour of sitting time, and we are booked every day, I would not tell you to go open a second location, bro. Don't do that to yourself. Like you said, financing is always a big concern. And we just spoke about this. In the food industry, the margin is like razor margin on profit. So by just doing that, you're going to drive yourself crazy. I've had so many clients of ours where they actually scaled. They wanted to open locations because it gives them bragging rights. Oh, I have 2-3 locations. But then they all had to actually close after a few years, put a lot of money, a lot of stress, a lot of emotional up and down, just to come back to the original flagship operation and realize that they could just double down on that and turn that into a more successful, much more successful, profitable business. So I would talk to your staff. I would talk to a consultant if you want, again, for free. You could come online, Carlos, and we will speak with you here every day, 11 to 12 p.m. Just text us above and get on live. We will speak with you. One of the best ways to be able to maximize your profitability in a food industry is to start bringing in special bookings, corporate events, and social events, happy hours, late night hours, brunches, and be able to speak with your customer, with your team, with your employees, so they would be able to upsell on every order. Put incentives for them to upsell. Put a game for your employees and say any person that becomes first in the upsell, I will give you $100, $150, $300 gift card for you to go Visa card to go spend on your own. The second and third person, you get $100 worth of credit. Just bring your friends here and just have fun anytime you're not working. So I want you to understand. And by the way, I would even do it with the first one. I would do the $300 credit, because the credit, if they're already there working, I've been in the food industry. People who work together love hanging out at the same place. The culture of food industry, nobody understands unless you've been working in the food industry, in bar industry. So just bring them, say $300, bring your family, bring your friends, allow them to bring new people to a restaurant, because it's essentially at your margins of 30 to 40% food costs. It's not going to cost you, like, your operational cost is still the same. Your overhead is still the same. That means you're giving a $300 credit, which is at most going to cost you $100. But now that employee has generated at least $400 or $500 in extra money for your business, because they've been upselling your bills with the new chocolates, chocolate brownies, with the desserts, with the, I don't know, empanadas, whatever it is that you want to pair up with your dishes. So always decide with this first. Have I completely exhausted and tapped out my current potential at this location before you decide to move on to a new location? Don't ever get into the horrible space of thinking that a new business location is the right idea to expand. It is not. When your business is so busy, the door does not stop from opening and closing, and there's a lineup going around the building for 6 months, then you're allowed to consider opening a second location at least an hour away from you, 45 minutes drive away from you. Okay, so I invite you to please maximize your opportunities right now with every possibility of increasing the bottom line, because you already have the same amount of cost. You don't have to go do new financing. Your employees are already set. You're physically on top of them. The only thing you got to do right now is to actually bring in more sales, which means you can do that through so many strategic ideas. Again, Carlos, if you like to jump on a call, we're going to be able to help you out in person even more than through the text message. So, David Patel, we got an e-commerce tier. Next question. Luxury candles, Toronto, Canada. Hey, that's my hometown. I'm in Florida now, but Toronto is hometown. It's where the base was for a long time. David, e-commerce luxury candles, Toronto, Canada asks, my online luxury candle business. By the way, candle business is a good business. I don't know, especially if you're in luxury candles, that means you had great profit margins. I love that. My online luxury candle business has been growing steadily. Good job. But my ad costs keep increasing. Yes, they would. And I'm struggling to maintain profitability. Whoa, wait a second. How so? What is your margin? See, that's the problem. I don't know what your price is. I don't know what your cost is. Maybe you're not in a luxury candle business and you're not charging enough, because I know candle business is a profitable business. So I know I need to scale, but I don't want to rely solely on paid ads. What are the best organic strategies to drive sales and expand my brand reach? Again, David, I would double down on what you have going for you already. Tap into the opportunity, because here's the thing. People who are in the luxury candle business, and they like in that industry, people who are willing to pay for luxury candles, they have this affection and attraction, this pull towards it. And what I want you to do is to focus on how you could give them more value by maybe giving them like gift coupons, so they would actually purchase your product and gift it to somebody else, because these people who are candle enthusiasts, especially with luxury, they would love to gift that to somebody else as well. Now, the thing is, they don't want to pay the same money they're paying for themselves because it's luxury to gift it to somebody, maybe. But by you giving them, I don't know, a one-time bundle of get 3 for the price of 2, you're allowing them to actually gift one of those to somebody else. And as they do that, you could create a handwritten something note on it where you now give an extra bonus to that person that just received the candles. So when they enjoy your beautiful luxury candles, they could tap into your store and using their discount coupon become a new customer again. The hardest part about candle business is that if it's online, I don't smell it. I don't have it in my hands. I don't touch it. I don't know what the material is. So by you getting the product through your existing clientele base into a new household, you're doing so much savings, and essentially you're not even spending any money on acquiring that new customer beyond the discounts that you would put on it. So again, as you see, in the lack of your presence, people, it's hard to do much deep dive, to go deep in there. However, I'm doing my best to give you what just comes off the top of my head. Again, I have another client that she's a naturopathic healer and she does her own luxury candles. We love her, Dr. Nassim, and she is doing amazing with candles. It's her passion. It's coming to a point where she's getting more gravitated towards the candle business than even the naturopathic, because she's tapping into the power of healing of candles and intention built into it. She has this whole beautiful formula of herself. So there's a world out there waiting for you with innovation, and I hope you're innovating. Another thing I want to tell you, the reason that your cost of ads keep on increasing is because people get tired of seeing the same ad campaigns. And most businesses make this mistake. They run an advertising campaign and they just let it run on in a loop, thinking, oh, this is working, it's amazing, so it's going to keep on bringing me customers. What happens is, as their exposure rate of the same ad to the same audience gets done over and over and over again, that repetition brings boredom. And that boredom now means whoever was supposed to actually turn into a client already has. And now there is not enough interactions and interactions between the audience and your ads. And then your CTR will keep on dropping. As your CTR drops, which is your click-through ratio, click-through rate, as it drops, then your ad expense goes up. See, think about it this way. If you spend $1,000 on social media advertising to acquire new business, and you get 100 customers out of that, that means you essentially paid $10 to acquire each customer. Now that works, that's perfect. However, now everybody, if say 10,000 people had seen your ad and 1,000 of them clicked, 100 of them ended up buying, that means that 1,000 of them, that's a 10% click-through ratio, and 10% of them, that 1,000 of them, okay, I gotta write this down because I'm going. So we spend $1,000, we get 100 customers, 10,000 people see our ad. I don't know how many people have clicked, but let's say 1,000 people, just so I could do this in my head. Okay, I don't want to do math gymnastics in my brain right now. It's a Sunday fun day. So say 10,000 people have seen your ad. That's the reach. We call that the reach of your ad. 1,000 of them have clicked on it. That's already a 10% click-through ratio, which is really high. Most campaigns don't get more than 3, 4, 5%. So, but just again, for the sake of the argument, for the sake of the conversation, no argument, for the sake of the conversation, humor me. So 10% click-through ratio, 1,000 people click on it. Out of the 1,000 people, you're now paying $1,000 for 1,000 clicks. That's very good. That's $1 per click. However, only 100 of them will buy. That means that 100 customers who closed, whatever they paid you, I don't care about that. If you closed 100 customers by spending $1,000, doesn't matter if you sold them $2,000 product or $20 product. Your cost of customer acquisition cost, CAC, is $10 per customer. Okay, is that fair? So far, so good. Perfect. However, your click-through ratio is 10%. Now, when you keep on showing the same ad, because there's the 10,000 people that now are keeping on that keep on seeing your ad, there is a number in Facebook that shows you frequency of ads viewed by each person. It usually goes from 1, which means every person of the 10,000 has seen your ad one time, and then it keeps on rising and rising. It goes 1.1, 1.2, 1.4, 1.5. The moment it gets to 1.4, 1.5, that means that every person on average has seen your ad 1.5 times. When that happens, your CTR ratio is dropping as the frequency goes up usually and gets closer to about 2. So your CTR ratio will start dropping to 5%, which means now instead of 1,000 people clicking, you're going to get 500 people clicking. And if you had a 10% conversion, which gave you 100 from the initial $1,000 spent on month 1, in month 2, you spend the same $1,000, you get 500% clicking on your ad because they're building exhaustion because they've seen it and they're not interested about it anymore. And now that means you're paying $20 per customer acquisition. Make it make sense. So what you got to do, you got to change up your ad campaigns and make it drastically different. Not just like change the title. No, that's going to be minute things that will change within your campaign. That's going to have minute results unless you're working with specialists that know how to actually manage and maximize your CTR ratio, click-through ratio. If you're doing this on your own, you got to create. And by the way, again, you could talk to ChatGPT. Ask ChatGPT with better questions. How can I generate better advertising campaign? By asking better questions, you get better quality answers. When you run beautiful campaigns that will help you attract new eyes and hook new attention, what you're doing is you're able to actually go back to a higher CTR ratio. Now the people are seeing new ads. And by the way, you could do something called retargeting ads, which again requires a little bit of a speciality. You could study it, but I suggest you work with professionals. With retargeting ads, the 1,000 people that clicked and only 100 of them purchased, 900 of them that didn't purchase, now you could we call it attacking in marketing, but you could just attack another with another ad campaign and say, hey, you know, like, we know you looked at our candles, we know you're interested. How about we enticed you with a 15% discount? It's for a limited time, 3 days only. If you want to actually pull the trigger, this is an amazing time exclusively for you. Use this coupon code. So there's so many ways, and I'm so happy. Thank you all for asking these questions. But I do encourage you, if you can, anytime, to jump on a live call. That's how you get the best results and most value out of this. As you see, I'm not selling you anything. I want to give you all the help, the tools, the mindsets, the psychology that you need so that you could put things into action. A lot of the times, bad advice is worse than having no advice. So be careful of who you speak to, especially around you, when it comes to advice on growth, on business, relationship, any of that. How many times you see somebody in a shit relationship try to tell you what to do when you're going through a difficult time? And how many times you see people who haven't even figured out their own life try to tell you how you should live yours? Don't listen to everybody. Probably artificial intelligence, which keeps on bringing us back to the same conversation every time. AI is your best new friend. Become best friends with AI. Talk to it. And AI, such as ChatGPT, actually gets to know you as you talk to it more and more. It understands what you like more. It understands what your business model is. It understands what you don't want to experience more of. And it actually guides you in that direction. You just need to learn how to speak the AI language better so you could ask better quality questions in order to get better quality answers. Perhaps we're going to spend our day tomorrow talking about actually prompt engineering, which sounds hard, but it's really just a prettier version of how to speak to AI. With AI, you don't need to code it on the front end. How to speak to AI to get better results. So tomorrow, 11 a.m., Monday to 12 p.m., we're going to be talking about how to maximize your opportunities on AI use. And with that said, today's time is over. Love you all. Bless you up. And enjoy the rest of your Sunday. And until Monday, 11 a.m. to 12 p.m., send us your questions or join the conversation live. My name is Bliss. I'm a breakthrough consultant. And we own AI Growth Rocket, which is an AI employee company for small businesses. If you have any questions, message us wherever you're watching this, and I'll be more than happy to answer you. Bye.